The world we live in is full of darkness, and evil, it abounds at every corner. Death, famine, loneliness, sadness, pain, war, it's all around us. Everywhere you look, there's no escaping it. Since the fall of man, despair has followed at every step. Why is that? Why is this world so full of trouble? The answer is simple. Sin. You see, when God created man, He gave His creation a gift, a choice. This is also known as free will. And God created mankind to fellowship with, to have a relationship with. However, God loved His creation and decided that He wasn't going to force Himself upon it. God wanted His relationship with mankind to be real, to be authentic. Therefore, He gave us the ability to choose a relationship with Him. Now, the first example came with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, with the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God created Adam and Eve and gave them a paradise to live in and to enjoy freely. With that, however, He gave one request, not to eat of this tree. And with this, He offered them free will. Allow me to explain. They could honor His request and be free of pain and sorrow, or they could decide to go their own way and eat from this tree at the dismay of their Creator. And history tells us the choice that was made, and thus sin was born. Let's discuss what sin brought with it. Darkness. Now, I'm not talking about physical darkness as in the nighttime. I'm talking about spiritual darkness, devoid of empathy or love. That being the love of our fellow man, or the love for God. And this darkness is the root of all that is evil, the root of all of mankind's troubles. For every atrocity that we see going on around us, every physical, emotional, or spiritual struggle that we as mankind experience, for every ounce of pain that we endure, it all traces back to this darkness. The root of it all goes back to sin. However, God had a plan, an answer to all our problems, and that answer came to us in the form of Jesus Christ. In the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 12, Jesus said, "I am the light of the world, and whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." And Jesus came into this world to offer a way out of the darkness. Let's think of it like this. If you're walking down a dark road in the middle of the night and you see nothing in terms of your surroundings, you're blind to all the dangers that surround you. And this puts you in a very real chance of stumbling upon something dangerous to your very well-being, or maybe even life. However, if you have a light, you can see all the dangers that surround you, and you now have the ability to flee that danger that may cause you harm. Well, in our spiritual and eternal lives, Jesus is that light. He is the light to guide us from eternal despair, sorrow, or pain. Even here on earth, Jesus guides us to a path of peace, joy, love, and hope. In a world full of struggle, Jesus offers to carry our burdens for us. Understand that, yes, sin can offer a mere glimpse of temporary pleasure, but there is a longing for peace within all of us that it can and never will feel. We can try all we want to fill this emptiness within us with sin. However, that emptiness, it never goes away, no matter how we try to fill it. You see, the world cannot offer us peace, not true peace. I mean, think about it. How many times in your life have you tried to fill this void with something, anything outside of Jesus? And although you might get a hit of pleasure, you still come away longing for more. This world is heavy and it's full of sorrow. Yet in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 and 29, Jesus said, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." You don't have to trudge down a dark and lonely road alone. You don't have to walk in the darkness, susceptible to the dangers that linger within. There is a light to guide you along the way, to shine in the face of your fear, a light to guide you through the sorrow, suffering, and pain that torments you, a light that can never be dimmed by the fog of an uncertain world. That light is Jesus Christ. Will you follow him today? The choice is yours.